Welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. The 3 keys to your success is just moments away. Here's your host, Brian Kelly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. I am so glad you are here with us, and I cannot wait to introduce to you not just one, but we have a bonus second individual that's joining us tonight on this very show. Very, very excited. You get double the value tonight. And guess what? I'm not charging anything extra. Okay, the show is 100% free all the time to you, the listener, and that's why we are here. The Mind Body Business Show. What is that all about? Mind, that stands for mindset. When you have a powerful, unstoppable mindset, that is like the cornerstone, the foundation of success, not just in business, but in personal lives as well. When you have that, then you are set to move forward faster. And this is what it is. The Mind Body Business, that's 3 pillars. 3 pillars of success that I found over the course of years of studying successful people. And I noticed these patterns kept cropping up. And I thought, wow, all of these successful people have these similar traits and do these similar things. And they fall in those 3 areas. So they all have a powerful mindset. And body, that's taking care of your body. That's putting good nutrition in, and it's moving, exercising on a regular basis. And business, that's multifaceted. There's sales, marketing, team building, systematizing. It goes on and on. Leadership. And when you master any one of those three, then you will see great strides and improvement in both your business and your personal life. But when you target and master all 3, then you are operating at what I like to call a peak level of performance, hence the title of the business, Reach Your Peak. And the beautiful thing is success comes from so many factors, and it really comes down to one thing. All you need to do is model someone that you know who is successful, that has what you want, that has achieved what you want. It's that simple. And what is model? It just means copy. And many people don't want to do that because they were brought up to think copying was the same as cheating. But when you're given permission, it's not cheating. So you now have my permission to copy, to model, not just myself, but the guests that are about to appear on this show, which I cannot wait to introduce. I promise you they're coming soon. Yes, Mind, Body, Business. And this is for you. This is for you, the listener, the viewer. So really take notes. Get out a notepad. Take notes throughout this show because this amazing couple is going to just flood you with amazing value and help you to become successful in your business and in your personal relationship. I get to see them. I see them right now, and they're like cooing with each other. They are so in love. It's amazing. I love it. So success comes in many forms, and one thing I did notice that one of the most important aspects of all successful people that I've noticed in the area of, I would say, in business for learning, educating yourself, and that is reading. And along that note, we're going to segue into a little section that I have appropriately named bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by ReachYourPeakLibrary.com.
Yes, ReachYourPeakLibrary.com. Again, it's very, very important that you stay with us on this show. What that means is stay on this screen. If you're watching live, if you're listening on the podcast, what I mean is don't run off to other resources. We are going to be giving you resources over the course of this show, like ReachYourPeakLibrary.com. Write it down on a piece of paper and visit it after the show, because everything happens, quote unquote, in the room. It would be a shame if you were to miss out on that one golden nugget that both Genia and Jesse have for you. Yes, there's a hint of who's coming on. It would be a shame if you missed one golden nugget just because you ran off to go look at something else. Stick with us. It's going to be less than an hour of a show now, almost an hour, and it's going to be chock filled of value and great stuff. So real quick, Reach Your Peak Library. That is a website that I personally put together, and I literally did this for you. I had you in mind, the listener, the watcher, and that is a compilation of books that I personally have read. And it's not every book I've read. It's only those that have had profound or even subtle positive impact on my life, either in business or in personal life. And so I put that there for you. They're all those buttons go straight to Amazon. I've read them all, and so what that means is, at least if you're not an avid reader and you haven't started, you now have a place you can go that has a collection of already vetted books by at least one successful entrepreneur. So that's better than just throwing a dart at a table and hoping you hit the right one. And if you are an avid reader, odds are there are going to be several books in here you haven't read yet. So it's another one to pick up and say, like-minded people, we love to read the same books. And I keep hearing of more and more books when I have guests on the show. I write them down, I grab them that moment. The second we're off the show, I'm on Audible buying it and downloading it because I devour this stuff. So that's what this is all about. Reading is very, very important to your success. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And also, just remember, stay in the room, take notes, because you are not going to want to miss a word of Genia and Jesse, who are coming on, guess what, right now.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. It is Genia and Jesse Silva. The crowd goes wild. The wave is going on in the stands. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's tremendous. It's stupendous. How are you, beautiful, lovely people, doing tonight?
We are so excited to be here. We're doing great.
We're loving this. This is awesome. Thank you very much for having us on, Brian.
Oh, you're so very welcome. And you're not just loving this, but I watch you guys are loving each other all the time. It is awesome to see that in a relationship.
It is one of our habits, yes.
Yes. So I appreciate you guys for that. And your unabashed love for each other, as we were talking before the show started. It's all too often that doesn't occur in some relationships. And it's sad. And with you guys, I'm like, you're like a beacon out there to show other couples this is the model to follow. When it comes to love, these are the two. These are the two you want to follow. And me and my wife, but she's not here for me to show you how we interact. So that's awesome.
Otherwise, it would be a double date.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. I think so. Maybe we'll meet in the middle somewhere in Texas, because they're coming to us from Pennsylvania. I am in Southern California. That's what's beautiful about this venue, is we can talk live from many miles apart and have an amazing, amazing time. Jen Lever, all right. She says, woohoo, Genia and Jesse are amazing. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen.
Yes. Real quick, I want to introduce, and really this is introducing your company, your business, and what we'll then do is get deeper into the two of you to find out what makes you tick, because that is really the true juice where people find out what it takes to become successful. Does that sound cool?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So their company's name is RainDance, and RainDance is a collaborative team built on passion. And we were talking just off camera, collaborative team, they take that to the nth degree. There is no hierarchy. They have a team of 10 to 12 consultants that work with them, and they all work together. I love this model. So it was founded by the two you see on the screen, Jesse and Genia Silva. And RainDance is a collective group of amazing coaches, instructors, holistic practitioners, and support staff, where they all take an active role in the company by sharing their unique gifts and helping them execute their combined vision of creating community, compassion, and connection. That's powerful. They believe everyone is capable of living authentic, fulfilling lives, and they are doing everything they can to get them there. Mind, body, and spirit all together. Not
Absolutely.
One of us alone runs the show at RainDance, not one of them, but together they are all RainDance. I love that. I love that. And so,
We are.
to dig a little deeper now, to find out what makes both of you, you're both successful. You're running a successful business. You have a wonderful team built around it. And we're going to get in deeper into the actual aspects of your business, what the various types of services that you provide. And they're amazing. I got to learn about them right before we came on the show, and it's quite an array of wonderful things that they do. But what I wanted to do first is back up a little bit and take a look inside the minds of Genia and Jesse. So like when you're getting out of bed, you're waking up, if you're anything like me, I say this every show, if you're anything like me and you're starting to wake up, you're a little groggy, and you kind of get up, you swivel around, your feet hit the floor, and now you're starting to come to a little bit. And now the realization's like, all right, a new day. This is cool. And then the drive and the, all of those things that get you going, the motivation starts to kick in, because that's the way entrepreneurs just are at all times. For both of you, and you can answer separately if you like, one at a time, what is that for you? That one thing, that if you were to go to one thing, I know there could be many, but if one thing that really sticks out, when your feet at the ground, you're coming to, and you're like, I get to do this again. What is that one thing that really drives you to hit the ground running and go after it every single day?
I think my answer, you kind of segue to my answer. Every morning I wake up and the first thing I do say is, I get to, I get to do this wonderful thing. It's all about mindset. When my eyes open in the morning, I'm just excited, that I get the opportunity to impact somebody's life positively. And that's what gets me jumping and gets me down to the coffee that's hopefully ready and waiting for me.
It's my job.
It's just the clarity of my mindset,
And I can echo what she's saying, because I get to witness her every morning. She wakes up in a fantastic mood. And for me, she's a big draw. I wake up, looking to do the things that I'm going to do, but it always etches in, what can I do for her? Can I get the coffee going? Can I get it going on time before she wakes up?
Which is helpful.
Absolutely. And we always spend probably about an hour together outside to start absolutely every day. But as far as the motivation is concerned, there are people that talk about something new around every corner. Really, that's every day. And I'm lucky because I get to experience that with this beautiful woman. And she has reminded me so much that it's literally become a habit. So every day you're going to run into something you've never run into before. And that's enough of a reason to jump out of bed.
Absolutely.
I can so resonate with that. And I love, Jesse, the part you said about you basically start your day by serving someone. And if that isn't the epitome of a definition of an entrepreneur, I don't know what is. Because, I personally believe all of us successful entrepreneurs were put on this earth to do one thing, and that is to serve and help others. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing is we get to get paid for that. And it's great that we get paid for it. And I hope you guys make way more money next year than you are this year, and the year after, and the year after. And why do I say that? Because the more money you make, the more people you can serve. The more you can scale what you do and help more and serve more. Because that's what we do. I reinvest everything I make. I barely live off anything, and I choose that because I'm just continually growing and improving and growing. And so I love that. And then the other part that really stood out is you guys have a kind of a regimen. Every day you spend about an hour outside together drinking coffee. That's a great way to start. Everyone has a different routine. But everyone has a routine that is successful, and that's the thing I find really, really interesting and intriguing. And so I really, really love that. Fantastic. You guys, so I opened the show by talking a little bit about books, reading books, and I'm just going to ask the question because, I probably know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway because every successful entrepreneur has the same answer. But would you consider you guys to be avid readers?
Absolutely. I am an avid reader and a book eater. I try to read at least a book a week.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So I'm always involved with at least one at a time, sometimes multiple books in conjunction.
Wow.
And Brian, I've got, I think last count was 7 books that I have started, and I literally pick up a different one whenever I have an opportunity. Always have Audible running in the car. We both have a pretty good commute. I have a little bit of a longer commute every day. And so then there's also lists of books that we listen to together. So like right now on Audible, I've got one that I'm listening to, and then there's one that we're listening to together, and we keep them going.
Fantastic.
In fact, we just recently finished the Toltec Art of Life and Death.
Highly recommended. Amazing book.
Yeah. And very spiritual, but at the same time, a lot of great life lessons. But we love learning together. We love listening together.
I'm taking notes, just like I instructed the viewers to do. The Toltec Art of Life and Death.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent. And what's one that stands out for you, Genia? What book, if you were to think of all the books you've read?
Oh gosh. Well, the one on my bedside always and forever is the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. So I have that on my bedside. I grab it every day, flip it open to get my philosophy juices running in the morning.
Even though you already went through the entire book once.
Twice.
Right.
And isn't it interesting when you've read a book more than once? Let's say you read it once and then you read it a second time. Is it the same? Does it seem the same when you read it the second time?
No, it doesn't.
Wait a minute. Okay. I have to ask because I don't have a book next to me. I was going to grab one and say, but you're telling me that the pages changed? They changed? Did they get mixed up? Did they get moved? Did somebody tear a page out?
I think it's the perception that changes. It's totally perception. Every day we're learning and growing. So, we create the meaning, and hopefully we're creating meanings with our new knowledge that we're learning and taking with us on our journey, and questioning our beliefs, and, collecting ideas and beliefs that work for us, and, getting rid of the ones that don't.
Yeah. And go ahead.
I'm sorry. I had noticed that on your book list, you had Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And that's one of those books that we listen to together, and that I will periodically put on just to kind of break up various different things I listen to. And I hear things that I know I've heard before. I know I've heard it 4 or 5 times because I've listened to that book so much. But that's the cool thing about epiphanies, is that they don't lose their luster.
Yeah.
And if you can have them again 6 months later or a year later, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting. There was one book I read, I don't know how many times, the most of any, and it's because I used to speak on the stage of a mentor of mine. Oh. And the book was literally the transcription of an entire seminar put into book form. It's a 2-day seminar. It was brilliant strategy. He didn't use a pen, and he didn't write a thing. But the cool thing was, for us who became then his trainers, who would then teach his material from his stage, that was kind of like our Bible. And I read that thing and listened to it over and over and over, especially on the day I'm about to present a full day's worth of training. 10 hours on stage. And so I'm studying, and every single time I'm like, how does this happen? But every single time something new jumps out at me from it that I didn't see last time. Isn't that amazing? It's like you're not ready to ingest it yet, and then after you've read it once, now you're more ready, and you'll see something different. And that's exactly the way an entrepreneur growth cycle goes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You get the double hit of what you've relearned, as well as the amazing fact that you relearned it.
Yeah, and it deeper ingrained, and it's amazing. So I think I'm hitting on books quite a bit tonight because it's that important, and I want people that are watching, listening, to realize just how important it is to your success. A past guest I had, this just came to my head, Mo Abbas, who's a CEO of a phenomenal company in Canada. He self-taught himself to become an amazing entrepreneur and very successful, 100% self-taught by reading books. That's all he did. He read books for hours and hours and hours at length. And he would go and spend 8 hours a day reading books. And so now if you're watching this and listening to this, you can become successful. All you have to do is pick up some books, but make them targeted. Get books that are going to have an impact on your life. And again, you can start with reachyourpeaklibrary.com. Follow other entrepreneurs. Reach out to Genia and Jesse. I'm sure they've got a great list that they could hand to you. But get busy reading if you haven't been. And if you have been, keep doing it. Keep going.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal. That's just my advice. I always go into this weird coaching, mentoring mode. It just happens.
It's part of who you are.
Yes. I love helping. Your company is quite interesting. It's multifaceted. If you don't mind, could you give a quick synopsis? I don't know if it could be quick, but as quick as you can make it, of the highlights of the things you do to help people and how you go about doing that, the different forms of holistic approaches and et cetera that you guys use to do that for your clients.
Okay, well, so we've really tried to create a place where science and spirituality kind of merge, kind of meet. So we offer so many things, from therapies like massage therapy, hypnotherapy, reflexology, and things like that, all the way to coaching and counseling. We also offer free workshops and low-cost workshops almost every night of the week. for the community to come and learn and grow and heal through the various topics. It can be anywhere from, a meditation or to a grief support group or to, making money workshop. But we really try to, open our doors and offer these workshops free to the community to really help people unleash their greatness.
And Genia and her team specifically have done a fantastic job of ensuring that every age group is involved. That this is not just for people looking for improving or for healing, but even for younger children. There's been a number of events that Genia's held, including Beyond the Children Women's Night. I've always found to be absolutely fantastic from afar, because I'm not a woman, I'm not allowed to attend, as I understand. But I've shown up a couple of times, and there's been just a mass of women who have never been here before, but are enjoying discounted services and really being introduced to all the different modalities that could be out there. It's a real just gambit of opportunity for anyone to come in and learn a little bit, as well as grow and heal.
Absolutely. It's if someone's struggling in the midst of a struggle, come on over. Or if someone's just trying to reach the next level of their life, come on over. We're here for everybody.
You just answered my next question. So it does sound like you cater to many. When you're actually targeting and say marketing, we'll get into that a little bit later and deeper. What is your message written for? Is it do you have different messages for different types of ideal clients, like some for kids or parents of kids, and others for people that are just are suffering from something that you see come in a lot? Or how do you who are you directing your marketing messages to when you have such a diverse array of clients?
That is a great question. It is a very diverse clientele for sure. But at the core of it, we're all human, right? So our message, I think my message transcends, age or gender or anything. It's, we believe that everybody within them has the power to lead fulfilling, abundant, awesome lives. It's just sometimes they need a little help or a little guidance or a little push on how to get there. And that could be, someone who's 8 years old or someone who's 80 years old.
And Brian, you've used reference to mindset a number of times. I think that what the team here has done is really understood that everybody's walking around with limiting beliefs. Everybody's got belief systems within their head that might prevent them from seeking help or even talking to people. So what RainDance Life has really successfully done is get the message out there that absolutely anyone of any thought pattern, of any curiosity, and that's one of the big pushes is, if you're curious, come on in, can walk in, have a 5-minute conversation with any of the practitioners, especially this one right here, and they're hooked. And the age, the gender, none of that matters.
And they will leave better than they came in. I mean, listen, we are the most obese, chronically ill, medicated and depressed society ever. And we want to be a place to help change that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that a ton. I want to do a quick segue into letting people know that are watching right now, and this includes the both of you, that at the end of the show, stick around to the end, and you could win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico. And what we'll do, I will give that information at the end on how you can enter. We give away one every single show. That is sponsored by my buddy Jason Nast at powertexting.com. powertexting.com. And so toward the end of the show, so stick with us on the live show all the way to the end, and we'll give you how you can enter for that. And good luck to all of you. I normally bring that up at the very beginning of the show, and I just realized I had not, and I thought there's a good place to do it. And so we were talking a little bit about marketing, kind of scratch the surface, and I'd like to go a little bit more specific, if that's all right. And that is, and you don't have to go into too much, because think about the marketing you've done thus far through the course of your business, And if you could think of, I mean, because marketing is multifaceted. We all get that. I mean, there are so many ways to market. But to date, what would you call your most successful form of marketing thus far?
Wow, most successful, you might be surprised, but our most successful form of marketing is 100% old school. You know, it goes along with our values of community and connection. It is getting out there, meeting people, having conversations, connecting with them, connecting with their hearts, connecting with their souls, you know, and just getting out there and just being part of the community. I mean, technology is great. Don't get me wrong. Social media marketing is wonderful. I love dancing with the algorithms, cough, cough. But, you know, our best marketing is, you know, just meeting and greeting, knocking on doors.
That I have watched Genia take this. Now, look, I know nothing about marketing. Genia has absolutely taught me tremendous amounts about it. In fact, I learned what community outreach was simply because of hearing it from her and it actually going with her on a few of the jaunts. But Genia and RainDance will set up you know, tables and information booths at absolutely any function. We've been at gyms, we've been at schools, malls. It's really, as she calls it, the boots on the ground. Oh, right. She's walking everywhere, and it works. I mean, all the practitioners attend and they go out. It's absolutely amazing.
That's beautiful, and that's oftentimes a lot of entrepreneurs lose sight of the one-on-one connections that can be more powerful. Because the thing is that once you have a client and you've done it the right way, like you guys, then you're going to have that client for a long, long time, compared to someone that came in that really hasn't gotten to know you, your culture, on a one-on-one basis, and maybe they just saw a post and said, I want to give this a shot. It's just, you know, I used to go to events, a lot of events. I mean, a ridiculous amount of seminars and networking events and boot camps, you name it. And I've slowed down a lot lately. It's time consuming. And I just went to 2 recently. And what I found was that, you know, rekindled personal connections by doing it again. And I missed that part of it. And it's not so much that what I'm learning during the boot camps or seminars, during the sessions. It's more, I still learn, but it's more about the relationships that are either sparked or continued, because I did see 3 people that I knew from years ago. And as a result of just showing up, joint ventures are going to result from this, and I cannot wait. And it's just amazing the power of, and I'm just saying all this to agree with your form of marketing, the power of one-on-one. There's nothing more powerful. You can't scale it very well because you're just one person. If you train Jesse a little more, maybe he'll get his butt out there and do a little more. I'm just having fun with you guys.
Just a little, sure. But it's true. I mean, I get it. You know, it's hard. You know, you think about going out and, you know, knocking on doors and going to businesses and meeting people. And I get it. No one wants to do it, but that's where it is. It is about connection. I mean, technology is wonderful. Again, you know, we're all over social media as well. But, you know, you're not connecting at a heart and soul level, you know, at a personal level. You know, as when you're in, you know, to the pizza place and having conversations with people and connecting and making them, you know, realize that they matter and we're here and we care.
Absolutely. And there's a novel, maybe it's novel just for me, but as far as one of Genia's approaches, I remember there was a specific function that she had orchestrated at a local, it wasn't really a fast food, it was a restaurant, but it was clearly a place for people to eat, and it was for rescuing animals. And it was such a great combination of various different minds. And I remember showing up to see how things were going, and there was this nice crowd going, and people were not only eating and enjoying, you know, what they were there as far as the restaurant, but learning so much. You can't, you know, create those digitally. Those are things that have to be created one-on-one.
Isn't it interesting? It seems like we've come full circle where it was one-on-one for a long time. You know, they call it either kneecap to kneecap or belly to belly. And then email marketing came in, the internet. And we started building these massive lists and then blasting one same message to all these faceless people. And to them, we are faceless as well, unless they saw a picture of us on the internet, but that's it. And then we move into this whole now age of social media. And actually, social media is one of the best marketing tools. If you can't get somewhere, it is one of the best ways to connect. It is far better than email because there is that interaction two-way. And you can get to know somebody. And then when you go to an event and you discover, hey, you look familiar, we're actually friends on Facebook. I love those moments. And then,
those moments are great.
And it's always when you see them, whether they were a previous Facebook friend or a social media friend or not, those are the most powerful, engaging. You can see and feel them. I mean, you feel their energy, you know, you can see how they're reacting, their inflection in their voice, everything. And we are human beings, you know. You know, it's just actually
we are wired for connection.
Yeah.
And you know, we are so very connected with technology, and technology is wonderful, but we're losing that human interaction, and it's important. It's, you know,
if you think about the moments that really matter looking back in any circumstance, but really even where the marketing is concerned, I think sitting across from somebody and having a conversation and maybe explaining your idea just that perfect way where you see it in their face, that moment, I can't imagine a better moment. And so when you can scale that, and the scaling is really just creating more conversations with more people, and sometimes it's even group conversations, a fundamental part of what we do here, but also a fundamental part of what you do. I mean, I don't know the number of conversations that we've gotten involved in grocery stores and gas stations, simply because this woman is undeniably unstoppable when it comes to making connections. And that really is what it comes down to.
And fantastic. And you guys make a great team. And, you know, it doesn't mean that Jesse has to turn into a connection master. Jesse has his talents that make you guys a phenomenal team. And so, yeah, it's in marketing is the lifeblood of any business. There's no doubt about it. But once the marketing's done, you still have to execute on the end product. And you need to support those people. And you need to lead your tribe and your organization. And on that note of organization, I'm curious, so you had 10 or so people that are working with you, not for you. I loved how that came out.
Yes.
It's interesting. That can be a difficult thing to master or to put together. And a lot of that, when I see things like this, work like this, it happens a lot of the times because you have a very strong mission and purpose and culture built within. But for you, I'm curious, how do you find those people that have meshed with you so well to bring into your organization that truly care about the whole organization as a whole in RainDance?
Really great question. How do we find them? You know, some find us, you know, and some, you know, I find from the many conversations that I have, you know, at the grocery stores, here, there, and everywhere. But it is mostly referrals that we find them. A few through social media that kind of watch what we're doing from afar, and you know, and then they'll come, you know, check us out. And I'm always like, you know, inviting everybody in. Please come to RainDance. You know, come see if you'll fit in. Our door is always open. You know, we'll collaborate, you know, with anybody.
And I think one of the things that I've seen happen here a lot is the sharing of skills.
Sure.
I mean, you know, it may be Genia and that core group of 10 people, but they're intermingling and interteaching each other, you know, how to say connect, or the marketing pieces, or even just any of the modalities.
You know, we've really created a space of collaboration and communication, and you know, really forming and maintaining tight bonds. And that's not going to work for everybody, and we get it, and it will work for some. And we're just lucky that we found, you know, 10 or 12 that it works with.
And there have been challenges.
And there's been some challenges along the way.
In those challenges, you know, if you look at those challenges, as I know you do, as opportunities to grow yourself, but also for the people who may be challenged, and if they're just simply not the right fit, you've done a phenomenal job of, you know, being transparent and being open, direct, and looking at it as an opportunity for yourself, but also reminding them it is for them too.
Right.
Fantastic. And speaking of challenges, that's a great segue. You know, being an entrepreneur, running a business, it's super easy to do, and it just happens automatically, isn't it?
Oh, sure.
I love the reaction I get on that one. Yeah, it's a nonstop roller coaster ride, and it's nonstop effort. And there are many points where we hit failure, and it's good to get in the habit of failing faster and faster, so that you then learn from it and become more and more successful. And what would you say in your course of running this business were some of the ones that stand out, like some of those failures that came up, or you can call it challenge, reframe it to that, and what specifically have you learned from that to then better yourself and or your company?
I can address challenges and failures. Well, we embrace all of them around here with challenges, failures. We fail forward. That is part of our mentality. As far as failures, probably the biggest glitch maybe was the first year running. We kind of were just flying by without a parachute. I mean, we were doing all what we loved, and we were building and building and building without really a concrete business plan. We just the momentum kind of brought us, and we kind of went with it. So then we, year 2 came, and we were like, oh wow, we're making revenue, but we're not really that profitable. So we had to kind of go back to the drawing board and kind of get to the nuts and bolts and really create a business plan, like an actionable business plan together, with measurable, like marketing and goals and things like that, and really tighten up on that vision. Because revenue was one thing, but profitability is something completely different. So we had to shift our mindset on that. That would probably be a failure, at first. Challenges, we've had a few challenges. I think creating a collective, it looks wonderful, and and it feels so wonderful. And I think it was an adjustment for some of the practitioners, and even myself, to come in to be in a collaborative situation, because many came from corporate situations where that wasn't really the case. So that was challenging to release limiting beliefs and old habits, to really let them embrace, their authenticity, let their skills shine, and be okay to fail forward and not be scared.
Well put.
Yes, very well put. Yeah, it's a thing. A lot of people that aren't familiar with what it takes to be a successful business person or entrepreneur, that don't understand, is many think that, once I have solved the riddle and I can now escape my corporate plan, or I can be free of working for anyone else, then it's just let her rip, let her run on autopilot. I found the solution. It's like, got news for you, bro. It's going to be a continuous, nonstop cycle of refinement, of improvement. I think that's what makes it so exciting, personally, because if we ever hit that plateau, let me ask you guys this. Let's say there does exist such a thing. There is a plateau, and you can only go this high, and that's it. That's it. Once you hit that plateau, you can go no higher. You can become no more successful. You can serve no more additional people, but that's it. You've reached perfection. You're there. What would that feel like to you then on the following day, when you can't get through that? How would that feel to you guys?
I'm going to speak for you. Demoralizing,
right?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know that it's necessarily that I've seen us work towards reaching that absolute peak. Because every day, whether it's a failure or a challenge, or it's just even a new idea,
right?
That ceiling, I don't think we've ever seen the ceiling. I'm not sure one exists, but the belief that it doesn't actually exist, right, that it will always be able to scale beyond what anybody might be able to throw in as a limiting belief. Yeah, I think if we discovered it, it just destroy us.
It would.
Absolutely.
I love that.
So please don't show it to us.
Yes,
Brian.
We don't want to see a ceiling. No. We want to just keep going and growing.
Yeah, that was 100% hypothetical. I have not seen it.
Thank God.
None of us on this planet will ever be perfect. That can't happen. In my opinion, there's only been one human that ever walked the earth that was perfect. And the thing is, we can continue to strive for it, and I love that part. I just love that there's no end. Retirement is a word that doesn't exist in my vocabulary. It's more of a transition of careers would be a better term for it, but it doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean hang up your hat and get in the hammock and sleep and go golf and fish and do your hobbies all day. I've known several people that have done that, and they're no longer with us. There's no purpose anymore. They die very quickly after that. It's very sad. I just want to continue helping people.
Hit their personal ceiling.
Yeah, they hit their ceiling. They were done. That was it. I've hit the promised land. I've got the golden handcuffs are gone, and I am now free. And I'm just going to do nothing and have no purpose in life. And that saddens me. Just saddens me. So I love talking to people like you because it's obvious we're cut from similar cloths, and all successful people, entrepreneurs, seem to be that way. Just constantly driven, constantly improving, striving, ideas, yes, all of it. So in alignment with you guys. What kind of culture have you guys manifested, whatever, put together that you found to be something that is first you attracted these 10 or so people into your lives and your business, and now you're holding them. You're not holding them literally, but they're staying with you. Let me put it that way. You're holding them back. What are you doing? No, you're holding their attention with whatever culture you've established. What kind of culture have you established? I mean, is there a way to explain the culture? Is it beyond just say it's about collaboration? What is it that you guys have established that is, 10 people, and all of you to be working side by side instead of one leading or several levels of leadership. You're all at the same level. How the heck did you pull that off? What is your culture like? What did you guys create over there?
Did you want to speak to culture?
I want you to, because I'm curious about your answer here.
How did we create the culture? We have tribal, we call ourselves a tribe, the Tribe RainDance. We do have, tribal council meetings, again, where we're all collaborative, and we throw ideas out and what doesn't work, what doesn't. Another cool thing that we do is we do kind of a tribal trading post once a month where all of us get together and we can learn and we grow and we share knowledge and we share wisdom and we practice on each other and we can help each other with our individual goals, whether it is, in marketing or if one of our practitioners is having a struggle with a client. And we also encourage each other to increase their personal journeys of growth and learning through classes, taking on classes, getting certifications. So really enhancing their personal growth so they have more to give to the clients that walk in the door. I don't know exactly what you would call our culture other than collaborative.
Absolutely. It's funny. Culture is a funny thing. Genia and I have talked about this. The culture that has come from what RainDance has created here is fantastic. But could you create it? Could you choose to put pieces in place and then forge forward towards those goals to create such a culture? Possibly. But I think really just looking back and saying, all right, this is the culture, what Genia just described. What were the pieces that contributed? And she just got done explaining what it is. So perhaps that becomes the model.
And, when I'm here in the morning and one of my practitioners, I hear them coming through the door and they just come in and say, I just love coming here. That makes my soul sing. And I hear that quite often. I just love being here. I just love, and who can say that about going to work on a Monday morning, right?
Or Tuesday,
and I
or
love
Wednesday,
that.
or Thursday.
And I have that same feeling when I walk in the door every day as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the beautiful thing about entrepreneurs in general is work isn't work anyway. It's passion. It's play with, we're serious about what we do, but it's something we do because we want to, not because we have to necessarily. But I loved your description of the culture, and I like how it came all the way back and said it's collaborative. I don't care what you say, Brian. Don't tell me not to call it collaborative, because, and that was good because in the process you described the pieces that made it collaborative. And I love the fact that you talked about you guys get together on a regular basis and share your knowledge. You actually practice with each other and help with individual needs and how, help each other grow. I thought of one word when you described that, and what it sounded to me like was you guys have an ongoing mastermind group going at all times. Very similar concept. And
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't love that, right?
Oh.
So it's obvious to me why they're coming in and saying, I love coming here, because look what they're in a nurturing, supportive environment, and everything's probably it's got to be can-do attitude versus the old corporate world where it's, well, we always did it like that, so we can't do it that way. It's like so. And the challenges you guys face with bringing in former corporate, I get that. It's total. The limiting beliefs are way out there. It takes some time to knock those down and get down to the root. And
it was tough. Our first ladies' night that we'd had early on, it was kind of the open house, like meet our practitioners. And that is something I hadn't thought of, as we had, talked about our vision and talked about the culture, and everybody's like, yeah. So we're having our ladies' night, and the practitioners all have their own rooms, and we're all doing our own things. But it was a little strange for them because they kept coming up to me, well, what do you want me to do now? And what do you want me to do now? What should I be doing now? And I'm like, well, whatever you want, So I really, that was my failure as a leader, because I just expected, them to be thinking the way I did. Oh, this is wonderful, I can do what I want. But they had no idea. So they were coming up to me. So, that was one of the challenges early on.
Oh, I love
that. They were waiting to be managed.
I love that you use the word expectation, because I found, because I have apprentices that help me in my business. And the first thing I do is I attempt to set the level of expectation, and I ask them what they think, what are their expectations of this relationship. And by doing that and learning, like with you, I iterate, oh, I should have added this, I'll do that next time, just like you just went through. And it's so awesome that once expectations are known up front, then those types of questions don't come up. The frustration of, I laughed so hard when you said, what do you want me to do now? What do you want me to do now? What do you want me to do? I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. It's like, wait, you're free. Do what you want.
Right.
I'll help you, but you can't come to me every 10 minutes asking for the next task, because, and that's a transition period, and that takes, and you can always pre-frame that. And you called it a failure. It's just something we adjust to, right? It's another adjustment, and that's it. The refinement and improvement cycle is nonstop, and I don't know. It just moves my needle. I love it. I love doing this. I love what I get to do. I get to talk to wonderful couples like you that, if I'm just curious, do you guys actually really like each other?
We actually really do.
What's really funny is that we actually get that question an absolute a ton.
A lot.
We have a workshop that we've led for about the past three and a half years,
almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years. Some of the attendees have even come back recently, and one of the subjects that has been placed in the center of the floor recently has been, how do we do what we do? And it's actually caused us to turn to each other over the past couple of years and say, what is it that we're doing that is so different? And God, because we're jealous, we're not jealous, we're slightly feel guilty that other couples don't experience what we experience, which ended up becoming one of our offerings was really to kind of piece it out and present it to other couples.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate your comments, though.
Yeah, awesome. It's so obvious. I love it. There is just nothing but love on that side of the U.S. right there, spreading the love in Pennsylvania. You guys are amazing. So,
thank you.
You've been in this business for a while now. Obviously nurtured it. You've got 10 or so people working with you in addition, and you've got clients coming in and out, and so. You've got a great culture. Obviously, you've got a mission and a purpose that's working. What do you see this business doing? What are your visions for it? Have you talked about it in the future, like down 10 years from now, maybe even 20 years from now? What do you see RainDance doing in that time?
Long-term goals.
Yes.
We love this subject.
We love. Neither one of us are huge long-term goal people.
People.
Yes. With my passion of community and connection, we do want to scale, but not to sacrifice what we are creating. Community and connection needs to be cultivated, and we're probably going to be continually taking baby steps to get to where we want to go, which would be probably more workshops here and offsite. The book that's in the works.
And we've even talked about international.
We've talked about international. I'd like to see some more, RainDance centers, here, nationally, internationally. When Elon Musk goes to Mars, we can talk, cosmically, universally. We're not opposed to that. But we don't want to put carts before the horse, and we don't want to sacrifice the community that we've created inside. That can really shine on the outside.
I think we heard Peter Diamandis kind of redefine success, I guess, in a long-term sense, where he said that the true definition of a billionaire is someone who can reach and touch 1 billion people.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Would absolutely love that. Yes. Billion seems a little bit large, but as we get better at this practice and better at connection, as we're always trying to do, I see that scale cruising up there. So maybe in 10, 20 years.
Absolutely.
Mars? Yeah?
Mars? That works.
All right.
Sure.
There you go, Brian. That's the goal.
I love it. Mars. Sweet. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I heard that somewhere before.
We'll do Venus too. That's
there
fine.
You go.
We're good.
Gotta get the ladies involved.
That's right.
Fantastic. Yeah, so scaling, that's always a big question. And Genia, I loved your take on that, where you said not at the sacrifice at what we've developed, and very adamant about that. And that's great for anyone watching. That's some severe good passion that these both have. Genia and Jesse both have this intense passion about what they do, and they do want to grow, but not at the sacrifice of what they've put together today, at their community, at their culture that they put together. And that's phenomenal. And I truly believe you can do that you can scale it and keep that community aspect going, because really, when it comes down to it, somebody is leading this, you two, right? Somebody's leading it, whether, you want to say we all work together. Yes, you do, and you're very good at working with other people, but someone's leading this charge. Someone's got the EIN number when the rubber meets the road. And,
he's got to have the reins.
Yeah, and so you could easily birth, I shouldn't say easily, you could definitely birth new locations throughout the United States. One thing I found that really works great, where you start to realize that there are people out there that could be a fit, is just by going to these networking events, because a lot of people travel for many of these events. And you meet people from all over the United States. I mean, I might start in the United States before venturing to international, unless Canada, because that's not that far from you right now. But, you could at least, bridge that gap by getting out. And I think you guys would be fantastic going out and speaking, getting on a speaking circuit as well,
thank you.
if you haven't already.
Yeah. Great thought.
Sure.
Yeah, and you're doing it right now. This is speaking, and now take it to the next level and go on stage. Maybe get your own platforms, and I could, there's lots of different things we can do. Here I go again. I'm going down that rabbit hole. Brian, stop it.
No, rabbit hole. Take us with you.
I love it. So there's two things. There's actually 3 things left to do. 3 things. One is to let everybody know how they can win that glorious trip. Another is that you guys have an announcement of an amazing gift to give all of our listeners and watchers. And I have one more question for you both.
Uh-huh.
And the thing I love about this question is I ask this of every guest expert that's been on this show. And it's a very intriguing question. And in fact, well, this is going to be an interesting one. This is the first time I've had 2 guests at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys are in such synergy. You guys can choose who answers it once you hear the question. I mean, you won't know until you hear it. And it can be deep or it cannot be deep. I'm just throwing all these open loops at you, huh? It's just like, what the heck is he talking about? But before I do that, I wanted to make good on my promise to everyone watching that's still with us live and show them how they can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico. So at this point in time, you do have my permission now to kind of take your eyeballs off of what you're doing, unless you're watching this on your phone. But take out your phone, and to enter to win, all you need to do is type in the phone number of 661-535-1624. Then in the message area, type the word PEAK, P-E-A-K, and hit that send button. So one more time, it's 661-535-1624, and then type in the word PEAK, P-E-A-K, hit send, and this is all powered and driven by powertexting.com. This is their technology. I use it day in and day out. It's amazing. So take a look at powertexting.com. Jason Nast, amazing system. So go ahead, do that now, quickly, because we're going to come back to this big, heavy-hitting question here that that Genia and Jesse are now sweating profusely about. Let me show you on the camera. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They're relaxed. Perfect timing. Good. So I want to kind of, ease your not anxiety, your curiosity about it a little bit. So here's the thing. There is no such thing as a wrong answer. There can't be a wrong answer, because the only correct answer is yours, because it's unique to every individual. And it's interesting. I've interviewed quite a few folks over the past year or so, and I know it's going to happen, but there still have yet to be any two people that have answered it in exactly the same way. It's very interesting to me. I'm looking for my pen because I'm ready. Are you ready for the big question?
Wow.
So
bring it on.
Once again, I'll ask the question. You two confer which of you is going to handle it. And then, you know what? If it takes a moment, that's okay. If it's instant, that's okay. It's unique to you. So think about it if you have to. Dead air time is not uncomfortable time. And in this case, and then just say what the answer is, and it just from the heart, because it's you. It's you, uniquely you. Are you ready?
All this build up, I'm nervous.
Yes.
I'm actually excited.
So, Genia or Jesse, how do you define success?
Go right ahead, my love.
For me, I think, success lies in service. And, success at the end of the day, if I know that I positively impacted one person's life, that is a successful day for me.
And you probably get that little butterfly going on in your stomach.
I do.
And so maybe that's the secret. Maybe if you can feel something deeply emotional that makes you smile,
sure,
there's your success.
And I think in addition, because I've got more, but wait, there's more. Living my days with intention, living each moment with intention, walking my truth, and owning all the good, the bad, and the adventure.
So you're successful every day.
I'm successful every day.
I'm a witness. I'm going to stick with her answer.
I love it. That's awesome. And true to form, unlike anyone before you. I love it.
Awesome.
It's so amazing how unique we all are as human beings, and what our our own definition of success is. One interesting thing is that there is not a single person whose root answer, not one. I love this part about it. There was not one person who said, well, it's when I'll hit, my first million. It wasn't money centric, in other words. One did mention money, but when I peeled the onion a little further, or I didn't peel it, he kept talking, and it wasn't money. It's what money would provide, which was more liberation and the ability to do what you just said, Genia, which is serve more people. So the root cause was really serving. It was just money was a vehicle to help him do more of it. and scale. And so it's just amazing. Again, I love that I get to do this. I love what I get to do. And
very envious of you, Brian. This is awesome.
Oh, I learn more from people like you than I mean, there is no networking seminar, boot camp, anything on the planet that could provide what I've learned from this show. It doesn't exist. And so I'm the biggest most blessed recipient of anybody, unless someone wants to go back and watch all the shows that are available. One hour at a time. That's only 50 hours. You can do it. It's just over a week of work. A work week, get it? I wanted to shift over to you guys again, and you had an amazing gift to give to our listeners, our viewers. And what I wanted to do is actually bring up your site and then let you take it away and describe what it is you're giving, and also how the folks can get in touch with you to see about getting that wonderful gift. So let me bring that up here in a second. There we go.
Sure. So for our listeners, they will receive a month of coaching with Jesse and I, whether it's transformational or relationship coaching. That'll include, 4 sessions, one session a week, whether it's in person or via, Skype or Zoom or what have you. So if you haven't had enough of us for the last hour, you can spend, 4 more hours with us in the next coming month. All you have to do is, go to our website, hit the contact tab, shoot us an email, and or even just go right on the homepage, new client special, and we'll get with it, and you have a whole month of us.
Who wouldn't want that?
Right?
So just to reiterate, so for those of you watching, listening after we're done live, but you can go to the website is raindancelife.com. So it's RainDancelife.com. And you go to that website, and now you can see on the screen right now a big blue button on the right. You can't see my mouse over it, but that's okay. It says New Client Special just to the right of that beautiful picture. You click on that, and what you will see is this contact page. That is where you go to claim your, I can't believe you're doing this, 1 month of complimentary, transformational, or relationship coaching of sessions with Genia and Jesse. I mean, I don't know who would not want to spend an entire month at your house that you're offering right now. I'm kidding. Seeing if we were still there. So I just wanted to say, what is the best? Is this the best way to contact you in general? Is through that website and that contact form, or Facebook? What is
Sure, through Facebook, through we're everywhere. You can Google RainDance Life and we'll pop up. But we're on all the social media channels: Instagram, Snap, Facebook Messenger, Twitter. We run the LinkedIn.
Good.
All over the place.
Everywhere.
Well, Genia, Jesse, I so appreciate you coming on, spending an entire hour, actually an hour and a half, with me here tonight. It's been an eye-opener. I appreciate what you do, how you serve others. Please continue to do that. And if there's any way I can help serve you, to help you grow and scale your business, or any other means to help you out, please don't hesitate to reach out. And for all you watching and listening, take advantage of this unbelievable offer. I can only imagine you probably can only take on so many people, and you'll have to cut it short at some point. And be respectful of them when you do enter their information in their contact form, and know that what they're giving you is a deep, high value, meaning they normally would charge, I'm sure, a lot of money. A month is a long time. Even if it's once a week over a month, then it probably is something like that. I don't know. But even then, that is their time, the most valuable asset any of us have on the planet. Just respect that and go in treating it as if you spent $5,000. Just do it. Just do it that way. Give them the respect they deserve, and they will do the same. Look at these two wonderful people. They're going to open their arms and bring you into their lives and help you for no cost whatsoever. All you have to do is show up. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see what the next chapter in your lives hold, and when we go forward and keep connected. Looking forward to staying true friends with you from now until eternity. This is going to be an amazing ride. So thank you both. I appreciate you. RainDancelife.com. RainDancelife.com. Do not forget, RainDancelife.com. Hit the contact button. and get in contact with this amazing power couple, and just watch your life change for the better. Thank you, Genia and Jesse. Appreciate you both.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, everybody that's watching.
It's been a huge, huge pleasure. Really fun. Thank you.
The pleasure's all mine, my brother, and I appreciate you guys so much. That is it for tonight's show. We're going to honor and respect your time as well as Genia and Jesse's, and call it a night, and we will see you again on the next episode of the Mind Body Business Show. Good night, and be blessed for now. So long.
Thank you for watching and listening. This has been the Mind Body Business Show with Brian Kelly.